Being in the luckiest 10% of the world with health, house, food, power, water, and some funds, and being in Australia. I was recently talking to people and friends from around the world. A recurring theme we talked about was that at a time like this, the sharing of skills and expertise was of help. How can I help? What can I do? My approach is to try and help organizations of all types and sizes by sharing skills and expertise that I hope are of value because this is how we can help each other. This sharing of skills and expertise may be obvious to some and is probably not lightweight material, but please feel free to share and use and have fun doing good, and please stay happy and healthy. Whether bringing about the response to COVID-19 or realizing the resulting business transformation, it is about the emerging behavior through the emotional bond formed to do things different. It is the emotional bond that brings the motivation for the emergent behavior, which is reinforced through rationalization and affirmation. An emergent behavior is not easy to achieve, and a simple one-size-fits-all approach seldom works. It is the integrated and multitude of styles and actions that brings about the resulting emergent behavior by providing where we are heading, how to get there, the ability to rationalize, and the required affirmation. To achieve the emergent behavior through forming the emotional bond for action, we need to know where we are heading. This is more than the setting of objectives and strategy and is about knowing the direction and having it shared so that we can unite and align efforts. The direction needs to meet our shared interests and values so we can go in that direction and do the required actions as part of the emergent behavior. You only have to look at the lockdown protesters in different countries to see the importance of shared interests and values. Where there is an understanding of the risk and an appreciation of the options, we can make the difficult choices and accept the hard circumstances. When you have lost your job prospects and are struggling for home, water, and food, your view on the risks and why you are being asked to do things is very different. Once we know where we want to go, we need to understand how to get there. Once we feel empowered and have ownership, we will get there with the benefits from leadership that is the change required and treats others as they would be treated. Having the required guidance provided, the guidance provides clarity whilst enabling us to make the decisions most appropriate for us. Having the help and support so that we can help ourselves. It is the ability to rationalize decisions and actions which reinforces the motivations and strengthens the emotional bond. We draw strength through the ability to rationalize. Protesters against lockdown and COVID-19 restrictions can rationalize their position just as those seeking to apply restrictions can. Rationalization is influenced by leadership, guidance, and the help and support available. Our rationalization comes through having certainty and being able to rationalize at some level of certainty, even in an environment of uncertainty. It is the small, relatable certainty that is of value. The feeling of being valued and that what we are doing is of importance and appreciated because it motivates us. A sense of self-worth and knowing of our value. To persist with the necessary actions in an overall emergent behavior, especially in times of adversity, affirmation of our actions and decisions is required. Affirmation is related to rationalization and comes from having a sense of ownership, a perception of fairness This aligns with the shared interests and shared values, and the feeling of belonging for support and a source of reinforcement. The purpose of this expertise sharing video is not to provide the exact recipe in every circumstance for every person under every set of conditions, but rather to share the approach required. Mistakes will be made in these times and in undergoing transformation. Shared interests and values may not always align, and vested interests may often compete. This is the challenge of bringing change and coming through the times in which we find ourselves. The emergent behaviour is formed when we have the emotional bond with the required affirmation and rationalisation to achieve. Whether we create it and what we choose to do with it is our choice. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this session and found it of value. This session can be used beyond COVID-19 decision making. Please help others by sharing the link. Looking forward to your comments and the sharing of other skills and expertise. Don't forget to subscribe so that we can help you, and please help others to help themselves.